Hello everyone, my name is Uthris and welcome back to Foundations, the beautiful little city builder set in a medieval period here. And we are looking at the finished fort that we kind of started in the previous episode. Like I said, I wanted this thing to kind of progress, and it took a long time, many months, to clear out the forest, make this thing look good, as on top of getting this thing built, we were dealing with a huge population issue. Food was down in population. People were leaving. Our cloth production is way down. So there's some things that we've done, and I kind of want to go over those changes this episode because things are pretty much very stable right now, except for the money side. This fort and a lot of the churches and other items that I'm doing to do more decorative options aren't really helping our financials any when it comes to this game. So this is the finished little fort sitting outside the city limits. They can access it very quickly just by going up this slope. They could access it from this side as well if needed, but you know, we don't really have anyone living over on this side. The fort itself is equipped with a full barracks and training yard here, or maybe even an armory. Who knows exactly what's inside these type of buildings. It does have a selection of weapons, a little bit of a well, and this is all walled off to be a little bit more private and separate from everyone else. I wouldn't mind like an archery range type of detail. I would like to see archery targets though. If I add something like that, that would be more ideal for that kind of aesthetic. But everything else is okay, you know. It's nice and open. I didn't want to overly clutter this build itself, so you know, I wanted to keep it a little simple in general in regards to that, because this is like a gathering place, a marching yard, a nice wide open area, not providing much cover. If you know, if it became under siege or if they infiltrate it, you could all shoot into the courtyard for the most part. But outside of the kind of rustic church details of the walls, you'll notice that the rustic church core here is making the entryway into the main keep itself. And you know, that just has a nice doorway, a couple bell towers off to the side. We still have side entrances on the right and left into the actual core building here, because I think those are still required for this building to function, even though it's just attached to the back end of a church. And we're using the bell towers as defensive battlements mixed into the stone wall, just like the city. We have a sheep farm, we have a cow farm, a dairy farm, and a logging kind of forester's hut, just to provide some interior buildings. You know, this would make sense if this was like a stables for like maybe some knights and their horses. And same thing over here, this could be like a granary type area in a way. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. The only thing is, it's expensive. The keep itself is operating at 524 gold a week, and then the church is 275. So overall, this is costing us about 800 gold per week to just operate for 8 soldiers to live here. So these type of things are a complete waste of money, but you know, I like the looks of it. Same thing with some of these items, like all these church bell towers and stuff. This rustic church is costing us 400 gold per week just to have defensive towers along our wall, okay? And that's very costly over time. This church, 750, 500 gold per week. This is 280 gold per week. You know, all these really fancier buildings really start to add up. So our economy is not doing great from a monetary standpoint. We are, however, able to do a lot of the basic missions, military missions, to just offset that cost over and over. So when I need an influx of cash, I just send my people out on missions and they bring back some money. Namely just the easy ones, because I can guarantee win those. They also bring back some food, but they're bringing back 800 to 1200 gold each. So about 2,000 each trip out, and it doesn't take too long to do so. We've expanded the farms a little bit out to here, and added a little bit of a marketplace. Our people were just not happy. They weren't getting all the supplies and they had to walk a really long way to get things that they need to function. And even in the city, I even tried to fit in some sheep farms for more cloth for clothes, some dairy farms, and even things like this. And these, while aren't necessarily quite on theme, they can look like stables and be attached to places. So, I try to work them in where I can and provide a good amount of jobs for our citizenry, because apparently having a job is a bit of a requirement for growth, right? So the city is running. You get to see a lot of movement up and through here. I'm just now sending our army on a new mission, so they're off, all of our spearmen. They're all wounded, but as long as you don't fail the mission, for my testing so far, they don't die. So you can just send wounded people on easy missions and, they just don't care. Which is great. Great for me, because that means I can just continually pump out some gold. The town, the lower kind of village, is complete. I'm not going to be working on this spot any longer. The city is about 90% complete, so that's good. I do need some more supporting villages around it, though. So that's something we need to do. We need to do the monastery way up on top of the hill. But today, we're going to be working on a little bit of a quarry to get us some iron for the long haul and some quartz over here on this side. So that's what we're going to be doing. This is going to be a little bit of its own mining village up in here. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with the well. It's going to be a little bit of the town hub, just, like always. I shouldn't have built that. I'm going to cancel that real quick. Let me come down here, because the best thing to do while kind of doing some central planning like this is leave everything in the gray box phase so that I can see where everything was placed, and we can just kind of enable it all at once. So we have that. We're going to need a monument in terms of a market. Always going to need markets. And we're going to provide essentially almost like a U-shaped away from the rock face itself. So we're going to do probably 3 food stalls. Just kind of peeling away here to get a little bit of a half circle going. And then we will do another stall for goods on that side, and maybe 1 luxury stall as well. I'm just kind of making sure these angles line up a little bit. Don't need that many luxuries and stuff, so you're free to essentially expand on that as you need. Some of these aren't lining up, so I'm just gonna tweak this a little bit. The food will have 2 tents on the corners, this one and this one. So a decent amount of color should be kind of spotted here in the middle, which would be great. We'll have a food sign on each corner to signal that you can get food here. We'll probably be doing fish, berries, and maybe bread or cheese. I don't quite know yet exactly which one we're going to be doing. Bread or cheese will generally do well, though. Boop. Alright, so that covers the New Market Square. That's in this little area. And then we do need a church, because we don't want our people to walk super far. It's just going to be a small rustic one. This is not going to be a huge village, but it will need to be sufficient enough to and productive enough to house. I gotta go to monuments for rustic church. House a successful town, right? So our core, I guess we can kind of just peel off here. Gonna make it right. So it's not gonna be huge. It's not gonna be like perfectly small either, but it will, or should, look okay for the most part. So we'll do that. Maybe a little bit of a stone extension coming out the side here. Nah, that's gonna look weird. Just a nice, maybe we'll do a wooden tower to make this a bit different than some of the other places. There we go. Wooden tower and cross on top, of course. Beautiful. Good to go there. And we'll just add a door. Boom. Just like that. Simple, easy. How many people can this hold though? I don't know. It doesn't really say how many people are going to be in there, but I'm sure it'll suffice. If not, I'll add some extensions on here just to make it work. So there's the church and the market. This is going to make everything a little bit more, I guess, encourageable for people to move in, in a way, right? So I'm going to just go to the right. We're going to do a little bit of a half circle over here. And up this way, like so. And we'll do another little half circle over this way to the left, so that up this direction can house hopefully all of our residents. Hopefully, you know. From there, we're going to be adding the dirty things, the things that people probably not want to move in for. And these are the mines, the cranes, and the elements to dig up this material. So we will do that. I'm going to put some carts here as well. Okay. I kind of wish there was a little bit more detail when it comes to the mines, but honestly, they should suffice. It's just fine. So there is an iron mine. Now there can be 2 on this rock and a quartz mine, so I'll probably do both of those. I don't know how many people are going to be living out here, but it's probably going to be a lot. In a regard, let's make this one a little bit more centralized in the middle. And like squeeze a card in here. There we go. Maybe a card on this side too. Cool. I don't know if these resources ever run out. You guys might have to let me know in the comments down below if this is even going to work, but we will definitely see. I'm probably gonna need double iron mine, if I had to guess. Iron is a super valuable resource. So we'll do that, then just do a little bit of a line of carts. Kind of like the random rotated nature of some of this. Okay. So 2 iron and 1 quartz. I'm trying to remember what quartz is for. I think that's for our glass blowers. We're not using much glass, so I'm just having 1 of those. We're going to be using a lot of iron, whether that's making weapons to sell, whether that's making barrels to sell, whether that's making, what else do you need iron for? Tools. Tools. To build things. Hey! You know, now we can actually generate it ourselves. We don't have to buy it anymore. Let's do... I don't know what to really put here in the middle that would assist. Maybe... I mean, this is a stone quarry up here. I don't know how much more stone you get out of them. So for now, I'm going to kind of ignore them. And I'm going to kind of tuck in a little bit of a coal producer there. That should be sufficient, right? Right? So as the houses get built in this area and the people get assigned to here as well, we'll worry about addressing some of the issues. So while I have no money. I have no money at all. I need to speed up time. Okay, so this covers iron and quartz. Over this way, there is a marble mine. I'm not really too interested in marble just yet, but we will be. But up here where we're going to be building the monastery, there's also a marble mine. So I might implement a mine here for that. I do need to prospect this other mineral deposit just to be sure. But that'll definitely be interesting. Promotions are available. I'm going to kind of ignore that for now. We have to kind of just leave things on full speed because I need time for my people to come over with some money. I should have paused the game. I shouldn't have started it up so that we could have had the extra 2,000 here earlier to just start a lot of these building projects. Like this one. Okay, 50. 20. These are actually pretty cheap to implement, which is good. It's really the church and the market and some of these other things are the expensive bits, but we can get there. We can get there in due time. Do I have any unemployed? I think I do. And I think I do have spots for them to become builders. I thought I did. Don't I? Let's check our jobs menu here. And builders workshop. Yep, we have 9 builders. That's fine. Charcoal burners are working for the most part. Food stalls, some of them aren't working, which is kind of interesting. I have one food stall that just keeps losing the person selling it. And it's almost always our fishing ones, which is kind of odd, to be honest. I don't know why all of our fish food stalls, maybe they just get tired of the smell, am I right? Okay, Forester's Camp. One of them will be unassigned because no one works there. Glass blower, iron smelter, market tender. And we're already selling clothes there. That's okay. I might bump up the granaries to make sure we have... Ooh, hop farm? Yeah, sure, we'll get the third person on the hop farm. That's okay. Where are all these logs that I'm getting? Soldiers were victorious. Soldiers were victorious, of course. They're amazing. Easy game. Okay, bartenders are working. Stonemason. I don't need all 3 running, I don't think, to be honest. I need to have at least 2 people working in all warehouses and stuff, though. Otherwise, goods just don't get moved around, especially now that we're getting the mine operational. I think one of them, I only had 1 working because all this ore that we don't really get yet. Oh, extreme probability. Extreme. Good. Beautiful. Alright, so now we have some more money. We can start laying down the market too. Look at this. It'll be cool to see this stuff populate. Alright, let's check out. You can see these are obviously having a negative impact, so having them on the backside of the hill here might be good long term for our odds for the land desirability. Really? Let's do that more. And then even I'm gonna curve that down. I'm gonna curve that down a little bit. And some of this is just gonna be farmland. You know, we gotta have some farmland out here more. I probably need double the farmland. We are clearing a lot of trees down here for more farmland. I'm probably gonna put 2 farms down here, a little bit of a small market just so they don't have to walk as far. You know, just 2 food stalls and a clothing stall. No church. I don't think they're gonna need that by any means. For the most part, I think the market stall on the well will provide kind of enough there because that kind of does the job over in this area. So we'll do like 2 farms and maybe another dairy and sheep farm just to help keep those resources coming in. to our area. I might make more cheesemakers, honestly, and I might even need more bakers up in the city, to be honest. Let's see if I can get a bakery up here. Maybe some nice fresh bread, huh? For our folks. Yeah, let's try that. That should suffice. That should work. Yes. Good. Soldiers are back from their mission. So we're about to get an influx of money. Some good old monetary aid. Alright, so we can have 4 miners, it looks like. I'm gonna make sure our immigration is turned on. We don't have... Okay, good. We have a very high chance of immigration. Good. Yeah, I'll start off with 2 people in the iron mines. We'll see what happens. You know? I think that'll look good. I don't know if this acts as a storage area, to be honest. I think that would be cool if these larger cranes did. Honestly. Alright, so we're gonna get a nice influx of money. What would we get? 1,000? We'll take it. We'll definitely take it. You know, if nothing else, our economy will take it and buy up all the things that we're kind of short on, whether that's bread or cheese, because I have kind of a buy up to 100 of that item. So like our bread, for example, just kind of skyrocketed. I think that's, oh, if you hover over this, it actually says where things are reserved at. That's kind of interesting. Cheesemaker part 10. Socket 16. Definitely need more cheese makers. Cheese. I think sockets mean warehouse. Because each warehouse has essentially 4 sockets that things can go into. We'll be... Ooh, look, people are mining now. Maybe thumbnail potential here. Huh? With the city in the background and even more of the village there. Could look nice. A lot more grain. We got 3 people tied up being woodcutters down here. You can kind of see I want to leave some trees because I don't want to just completely make this little riverside barren, you know. It just looks nice to be able to look up at a lot of the city from the water side. Okay, 2 people have decided to join. Good. We're gaining some people. More people, the better. And we're gonna definitely need more people to specifically man these 2 food stalls and that clothing stalls. The luxury one doesn't really matter too much, but you know, sometimes it's just nice to have. Regardless. Oh man, we're gonna actually be producing ore. That's interesting. We've not I don't think we've ever produced ore before in the game, so that means we're gonna have to hire someone to turn on the foundry over in the main city, because currently it's not being used. You know, I mean, we do bring home some iron when we do some missions, and so we've been using that to produce tools. We've been using that to produce some barrels, which we do sell from time to time. It makes sense too. I don't know how profitable our barrel sales really are, but kind of never know. Let's check our estates, make sure our trade buffs are going. And we'll go ahead and assign the next available mission. You can see I'm kind of running a little low on the easy ones, but they kind of come in enough and quickly enough. And I just assigned 4 soldiers just to make sure they have enough people to kind of overkill this thing. Like even 2 soldiers gives us an extreme success rate, but I'm gonna send 4 because they are wounded, and I just want to secure that money, that good old money. Okay, global happiness is great. Everyone's happy. We got high village recruitment. Which is amazing. Stone's good. How about polished stone? Even though I don't think we're using any polished stone on this structure here. Doesn't look like it. No, we're just using normal stone tools and planks, but we got that all covered nice and easy like. Let's check on this. Okay, yeah, we're getting some iron ore. Cool. Let's get 2 more. 2 more people up here getting all that iron. And then we'll fill up the quartz just so we have both of them kind of going. Now on trade, do people buy glass? They don't. Okay. So maybe going for quartz isn't super important then. So I wish I could sell, because, you know, it looks like we can buy it for 50, and that's super expensive. Nothing really, I mean, outside wine, which sells for 120 gold and jewelry for 150. Not much else seems worth it. Weapons are fine, 25 each. You know? I mean, I could start trading. No, I wish there was a way to buy up to and sell up to. Like, I wish I could set both, right? I wish, because we have 627 clothes right now. You know, I'm not selling any because clothes seems to be a volatile market for our setup currently. And if I'm increasing our population here soon, and we're going to be doing promotions, you know, more people are going to require clothes, more people are going to require homes. So all that stuff adds up, and kind of just want to keep it away. And all the people mining away here. Beautiful. That's what I want to see. 4 people are joining the village. Great. Rustic church being completed. Still really wish I could come up with some way to encourage more people to come out here. Hopefully this makes these farms a little bit more successful too in the long run. I don't know if there's anything I can do to help this place out, because this person's almost always unhappy. Yeah, they're always unhappy. They're prepping for work. They have to, maybe because they have to walk too far to go get fish. That probably is it, because like look at this really unhappy nature that they have here. They're never happy. But the person selling berries is perfectly happy. I don't know. View home. They don't live anywhere. Maybe I should promote this person so that they can live closer. That could be an issue. Okay, we're gonna continue with that. Yeah, this guy's gonna leave. That guy's gonna straight up leave. Water was lacked. Water's literally right there. Right there. Yeah, maybe I I should promote them so that they live out here so they don't have to walk. Because I think because they're newcomers, they like to gather around here, which is the issue. Totally an issue. I am building something out here, right? Yes, stone is placed. Okay. Just making sure that I hit accept on that. I don't know. Guys, chat, I really like our city. Especially some of the views from like across the river over here. Let's take a look at it. Like our whole land. Oh, camera's not great. Every building game needs free cam. I'm so tired of this locked camera kind of angle. Look at that. We got a bustling city. We have a full village supporting it. And we have a fortification and then a bit of a mining community being formed off in the distance. And then when we can get more farmland here, maybe some more farmland out this way would be good. Might include some fisheries too. Four new villagers coming by. Employment is low. Well, that's because we have a bunch of unemployed. I was kind of waiting on some things here, but that's fine. I think we only need 2 people mining currently on the quartz side. That should be fine, and that should increase our employment. Because if we have a lot of people kind of sitting unemployed, it kind of discourages new people from joining, right? And it's not unemployment in the sense of do you have potential slots for them and you're just not using them yet, or things like that. It's more like you haven't assigned a bunch of people a job and they're not happy with you. Okay, so we'll do berries. Guess we'll do fish. That's okay. Berries, fish. I need a wood gatherer out here because of the coal hut. The good old coal hut. Because we're going to need a source of wood out here for them to burn. I believe. Long term. Wow, look at these guys go. Yep, 4 people immediately tried to join because we fixed our unemployment issue. We got plenty of builders working. Good. Progress is a steady. Definitely steady. So what I'll do, you guys know the game plan. Things are looking up for the village. Things are progressing. This episode already ran on a little too long. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and kind of finish up this area. Beginning of next episode, you guys will see what it looks like. And we'll get to see how it turns out. If you have any suggestions, definitely let me know in the comments down below. If you guys are enjoying this stuff, feel free to subscribe for more creative goodness such as this. Leave a like button. And then in the future, we'll start thinking about going up there. Huh? Beautiful vista views.